The lessons I learned from going on into the playoffs and winning the Super Bowl, beating New England in the AFC Championship game, and winning the Super Bowl, I got to learn a lot about the world. That's really a huge part of the message that I like to bring to whatever platform I'm able to be on, is diffusing the lies of the world and showing the world for what it really is, so that you can reveal God for who He really is. The world is full of institutions that I've found to be unsatisfactory. I've found them to be the kind of things that if you look down the industries that man has created, whether it's music and entertainment, whether it's video games, whether it's professional sports, whether it's food, the stuff that we put on our plates these days, all of it is created with one thing in mind. They are uniquely designed and shrewdly designed to create hunger in people. I've seen it in my own life. I've seen it in hundreds of other young men and women that I've walked alongside in this life. They partake in a little bit and it causes them just to want more. And it's very easy for, all of a sudden you just are inundated with the world around you and immersed in it, you're taking it in, and you're living in a lifestyle of idolatry. And I found myself kind of in that place around the time that we won the Super Bowl. I was a Christian. I was a person who was walking with God and praying and reading my Bible, but secretly I had come to trust in fame. I had come to trust in money. I had even come to trust in it, and some people may think I'm crazy, but I had come to trust in my status as a Christian football player with a platform. There are a lot of people that get a lot of worth, value, and significance out of that. We won the Super Bowl. We got on the plane, we flew home, and something just in me was empty. I feel like there are two kinds of emptiness that I've witnessed and experienced in my life. When I left home for Notre Dame, I was just a country kid, a pair of cowboy boots and a big belt buckle, going to an Irish Catholic university in northern Indiana. So, it's like 9,000 of these kids are doing their own thing. One of these kids does not belong, and that was me. And I got there and I went into a depression, just from homesickness, from everything being so unfamiliar. And then moving forward to my first few years in the NFL, those were empty too. I came down and experienced kind of the same thing. You come here and you're making good money and everything, but I'm a Christian and I'm not going to go hit the bar scene like crazy, and I don't have a lot of friends, and it was just kind of a miserable time for a while. But then there's this other emptiness that is a wonderful emptiness, and it's something, maybe it's confusing to people. We got done with the Super Bowl. We had gotten the monkey off of our back, like everyone talked about us doing. We got here and we had a parade and everybody was hugging and smiling. We went down and visited with the politicians at the State House. And one of the men came up to me and shook my hand, gave me this big smile, and he said, "Great job, congratulations. We just can't wait for you to do it next year." And then the next person said a similar thing. And out in the community, everyone was saying, "You guys are getting ready for next year, aren't you? You don't have a lot of time to rest." And then it was in the paper, Ken Colt's repeat in 07, 3 days after we landed from the Super Bowl. And I realized something about the institutions of man. It's what I've already said, that they are created to make hunger. But Jesus says He has food to eat and water to drink, that if we'll eat and drink of it, we'll never thirst again. It's a wonderful emptiness. Like, the world is empty, and you realize that God is everything. And you look inside and you see that all those places where you've tried to fill with the world, and you go, you know what? God can fill those. That's one of the most freeing revelations I've ever had. Because when you really trust in God and you really, really, really believe in Him, and even in, as has happened later in my career, when some of your worst fears come to reality, professionally or whatever, you realize that at the end of that dark, dark road, there's still God. And if there's still God, then there's still everything.